Hello everybody, welcome again to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little different. Today I'm going to compare two retro style watches that I currently own and discuss why one would choose one over the other and why one would choose the other one over the other. You, of course, can buy both, just like I did. These watches aren't mutually exclusive. You don't have to have one retro style watch in your collection, or you don't have to have solely quartz, solely mechanical, things of that nature. I don't really believe in that. I believe in you buying what you like. And let's get down to it. So first off, I'm going to introduce a watch that really doesn't need that much introduction if you're an avid watch collector, and that is the Casio World Time. The World Time obviously does not come in a leather strap. It comes in a resin band. I modified this this strap to fit. It's actually a 20 mil strap, but I just cut the edges around here so it could fit here, and I'd say it's a hack job, but I think it works kind of nicely. It still feels comfortable, but I mean, other than that, yeah, let's get down to this watch. They both have a relative square design. The difference is the material. So this is a resin case, meaning it's gonna acquire more damage. It actually has already a couple of scuffs right there from. It's a common watch that I wear. It's a good looking watch, and I mean, it has a lot of features. You have the digital watch down there with the date and time, and then you have the analog style watch that kind of looks like a radar. I thought it was a radar. I don't know what the hell it was going to radar, but that's what I thought. And then I was like, oh no, it's an analog watch. Silly me, but yeah. So, and then there's the reason why it's called World Time is because you can actually change the time zone. So that's New York, London, Paris. I mean, there's more, but that was pretty much kind of like the etc. I'm currently on LAX time, which is the closest one I can find in California. I'm sure other people know more than I do. It comes with a backlight that I will show. It's pretty nice. It's not as nice as the Indiglo from my Timex, but I mean, it does the job. And it has various functions, stopwatch. It doesn't have calculator function, but that's why I have my calculator watch. And yeah, I think so far it's a pretty solid watch. It has a solid metal stainless steel case back. It's supposed to have 100 meters of water resistance. I personally don't want to figure that out. I like this watch and I'd rather not take it to water. I have a designated diver watch for that. And yeah, I mean, pros, it's a fantastic looking watch. I compare it to kind of the old school pilot's watches that they would have, like a Bell and Ross. I know that sounds weird, but it has a similar square case style, and it's a fraction of the price, like a literal tiny fraction of a Bell and Ross. And this one's it cost me around $25, I want to say. I think I'm rounding on my Casio, so about $25, which is a absolute steal if you want. It's such an iconic watch and has so many functions. It's a world timer, like I said. Go in mostly anywhere in the world, and it'll change time zones, and a lot easier to navigate. And if you don't want to do the whole moving the bezel on a GMT and stuff, this is the most cost-effective and safe bet. You can't really go wrong with this watch. It's a classic and well-rounded. And so let's move on to the next one, which is my Armitron. This, I believe, the common name is the Armitron Griffey. And if you don't know what Armitron is, I don't blame you. It's relatively, well, for me, I'd say it's an older watch company. It's not as old as Casio. I'm not saying that, but it's not a new one. It's like it's not in the 2000s. It's not like a startup. It's actually from the 70s. Relatively old watch brand, by my standards anyway. And this is kind of a different take. They had a similar style watch back in the 70s, but let's get down to this one. So this one is on its original bracelet. It's clanky and janky, and honestly, this clasps really suck. I fear every time it's gonna break. And honestly, it would be a pain to replace it because it is a really small lug to lug. I probably measured around 16 millimeters. That's a hard thing to replace. So you're kind of limited on the straps you can get. But the logo on the back seems nice. And this is all. The main difference is this is stainless steel. This is all stainless steel versus the resin construction. And this watch cost me about not too much more. I believe I got it like within the $30 range. Also relatively expensive. You have to pay a little bit more, but I mean it's a stainless steel construction versus the resin, so it's going to be more scratch resistant. And the LED light is actually pretty bright. So I'm sorry for the change in contrast so quick, but here we are. So you just press this button and it shows you momentarily what the time is. It doesn't have a date as far as I know, but then you can go through the multiple functions. So that is, oh, there it is, the date. That's dumb of me. And then there's the seconds hand, and then boom. So it's really just time, date, seconds. No world time, no nothing. This comes in various colors as well. You can get this in a gold, black. The digital numbers are also in different colors. You can get them in red, blue. So there's some customizations. You can customize colors in the Casio as well. I mean, this comes in a silver. One has like a bronze matte color, and I think that's kind of it, if I can remember, or the all black color. So, well, pros and cons. Pros of the Casio. It's Casio. It's almost like like calling them the Toyotas of the watch community. They're very reliable. They're good at what they do. Battery life, I mean, depending on most watches, if they have a light feature, it'll last you quite a bit unless you keep pressing the light function. But still, I mean, replacing a battery is like what, $25? It's about the same as a watch. So if you just want to flat out get another one, by all means, it'll be pretty much cost the same. Modifying the Casio, there's a lot of modifying options actually. I haven't tried them myself. I mean, just changing the straps is the most I'm modifying, but I know people can change the screens. Some people paint the casings. I've seen a couple of stuff that seems to be more customizable. Yeah, if anything, I'd actually compare it to the as Hondas of the watch world. Just everyone's modding them up. It's pretty awesome to see. Downsides, again, you're gonna see it get beat up a lot more. The resin construction isn't super scratch resistant. You'll see the nicks. It says it's mineral, but I'm pretty sure it's acrylic glass. It'll probably scratch up some more over time, and functions will last, but aesthetically, unless you really don't care, it should last a while, but I would expect it to look worse over time than this Armatron, given its steel construction. Pros of the Armatron, as I said before, it's steel, so it feels more hefty. Like the weight difference is pretty substantial. This is really light, so if you want a light watch that there's nothing on your wrist, that's pretty good. This is not heavy, but it's definitely heavier than this. It feels more present on the wrist. The bracelet, I don't have that much of a hairy wrist, but I would imagine if you had a hairy wrist, this would suck. Finding a replacement strap will be kind of difficult given the size of the lug to lug, so that's maybe a downer. But the LED light looks amazing. If anything, you can compare this to a budget Hamilton. I don't remember what that Hamilton model is called, but there's a very similar retro style Hamilton out there that's cost well over anything I own. And but I feel like, you don't have to spend all that much to have a similar retro look. This looks busy, kind of like Star Wars Space Edge, where like there's buttons and stuff everywhere. And this is more like War of the Worlds Space Edge, where everything's kind of smoothed out and kind of a little bit more advanced Space Age kind of touchscreen. So it's a different style. So it's like if you like technology is going to get super edgy and buttony and stuff, and this is your watch to go. If you're going to be like, technology is all going to get screens and it's going to be all smooth and polished, kind of like that SpongeBob episode, then this is going to be your kind of style. But one over the other, personally, I lean towards my Casio more. I'm a sucker for the matte black look of it, the busyness of it all, and yeah, and then like I said, the customization. I can change the strap. I keep put on the resin again, or put on the new strap. Just a lot. There's a lot more options for it. The Armatron, I do like it. I still think it's a great piece to add if you want kind of think outside the box. You know, everyone has a Casio, but not everyone has an Armatron. So that's also a good brand. They're kind of considered as of now a copycat brand, but I wouldn't hold that too much against them. There's a lot of copycat brands around. So if you don't care about that, this is also a great offer. This would probably be, both are great options for a first watch if you want to get into it. But yeah, so I guess in terms of who wins this battle, I'd have to give it to the Casio World Time. It's just a classic. This one, I do see it going up in value in the future. Not, tremendously, but I feel like this will also gain a cult following once people start modding them out more, or these kind of go out more. But because Casio has such a presence, it's kind of losing out on that. And if Armatron can market a little better, I think they would also have an edge. But yeah, that'll do it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.